Okay, welcome everybody to Tuesday night chart chat. Okay, welcome everybody to that's what happens when you have the YouTube open. That's closed now. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a couple of charts that look good. There's only two of them. Everything else is looking really, really ugly. Yeah, this is. I mean, some of these, the last since February, we're already in. It's been really 2 months since kind of that Valentine's Day peak. Right around 2 months, and things right now are actually starting to look a little bit ugly. I mean, we had like a sell-off in some of these stocks, and now it looks like in a couple of things they're really breaking down. Although I don't know how much further some of these guys have to go, but yeah, we're gonna cover all that stuff. I definitely I feel your pain. It's not fun looking at a sea of red. That is, but that's kind of the deal. It's part of that essentially to be a successful investor. You don't get paid when stocks go up. You're getting paid to go through these periods of turbulence. If making money was easy, everybody would be a billionaire. But it's not. This is why first of all, there's not too many people are investors, and not too many people are successful investors, because people, they get high, they sell low. So this is going to be a very trying time. The question is, how long is it going to last? I thought it would be over. About a week ago, I thought we'd have just a 2-month correction. But it looks like we're gonna, it's interesting. It could be a long correction phase. So, hello everybody. Susan, hello. Anthony, Shafin. I'm doing great. I'm alive. I mean, what else? Everything else is a bonus. I still have to send out your thing. I got the box. Hang on a second. I'm going to actually show you the box, just so you don't think I'm lying. I'm going to show you this box. Okay, so this is the happy device. As you can see, it was sent and it's been returned by the customs, Canadian customs. Apparently, they weren't happy with my description, so I gotta go to the post office and get this out to you. But it was I did make the attempt. So. Speaking of which, Happy actually has released some new signals. They got some things really cooking. The thing to keep in mind, fundamentally, a lot of these stocks, the companies, the businesses, the stocks are looking crappy right now, but the businesses are in better shape than ever. But at the rate things are going, we may have to start talking about the F word, fundamentals, instead of charts. No, okay. So let's see. Trip, yeah, a lot of things are down. All right, let's start with the good stuff first. Okay. Tetra, TBP. TBP. If you missed today's interview with the CEO, we had Guy. And it was really great. We had Sean Black, the Canadian restaurant entrepreneur. He's got a bunch of restaurants. Very successful guy, and very successful investor. I think he got in early on Skylight. I think at like 8 cents. It's one of his deals. He's got a huge position. He's got a huge position in TBP. A lot of shares. I think I know how much it is, but it's a lot. He's a very, very humble guy. So he wasn't, he was very modest. But yeah, but this guy's he knows. It's interesting. Before we actually did that live stream, I was speaking with him earlier, and he really, really articulated this story very, very clearly. He's done a lot of research. He's talked to a lot of very, very sharp people in the biotech pharma space. So you should check out the interview, the TBP. It's got Guy in the first half, and then we got Sean in the last half. We're gonna have to get Sean back because I think we could all learn a lot from him in terms of investing. Okay, so CRVC is actually back from the dead. We're gonna have the CEO back on this week. Yeah, Joseph, I'm glad you liked it. Let's see. Okay, so TBP, let's look at the chart. Chart, I've been wrong a bunch of times in the last few months, so I'm getting a little, you got to take everything with a grain of salt now. Look, this looks like almost a classic key upside reversal right here. Really nice day, nice strong volume. If this thing closes above 20 cents, actually the real number is this 25 cent. I mean, it's had a hard time breaking out of there, but you have what basically is a long pennant forming here. So I think this thing is gonna blast off. Here's what's interesting, okay? Since we introduced TBP in March, what is it, March? The stock has actually held up pretty well. I mean, considering all the ugliness in the market, this thing has done pretty well. You can't really see anything from here. I don't know, it's a double neck carrots. But look, the thing looks pretty good. I think we could see a nice run start to happen. Let's look at another one of the few charts right now that's looking good. Just being honest with you, if when things look like they're going up, I tell you, and when the things looking like they're going to go down, I tell you also. Again, it's purely opinion, not investment advice, ever. Opinion only. No official company information here. This peak, I mean, it's almost like somebody's trying to keep this thing down. I mean, they're doing this financing with Mackie. I mean, they got hedge fund. I really believe this thing is being manipulated to keep it from going down. I mean, there's no way. I mean, look at this. This type of thing doesn't happen. I mean, it's like somebody's bidding and they just keep putting a lid on this $3. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it looks to me like somebody's trying to keep a lid on this. And when this thing boils over, it's going to be like one of those big messes. Canada is having a meltdown. And I get from what I understand that the whole country is, what is it? They got another lockdown. Everybody's stuck at home. I'm surprised that they're not all day trading. They should be buying stocks. I mean, they should be, but apparently they're not. I think they had enough of that. So but the Canadian shares, everything is really ugly. It's like when U.S. stocks go down, like Canadian stocks always exaggerate the moves. If U.S. stocks correct 50%, Canadian penny stocks usually go 65%. That's like a minimum. So we got two charts looking pretty good for tomorrow. Two charts looking really good. TBP looks really good. And we have Peak FinTech that looks, I mean, I'm just saying it looks good for the last, week or two. But somebody's keeping a lid on it at that $3. FCO also, actually, I think we've seen the bottom. I think it's building a little bit of a base, but it's, and I was expecting a little bit more conviction in the market. It's like we're not seeing the conviction that we should be. Which is understandable because the market is ugly right now. So let's run through a couple of these charts. We'll try to do it quick here. It's everything is brutal. Vin, we're gonna have the CEO on this week. What a way to start off when this thing is, this thing looks like it's by the time he comes in. At least by the time he comes in, you might have a good entry point. This is looks pretty weak here. I think we might see 15 cents. I hate to tell you this before we haven't even gotten started. It's kind of here. Let me see. Let me look at the 1 hour chart. We got no. It looks like actually a little bounce. So I'm looking at the daily chart. The daily chart kind of shows you the big picture, but we could see a bounce here. But it's it looks a little weak. But I think here's the thing you have to realize with a lot of these charts. A lot of times, they could reverse in 2 days. Like if you look here, what happened here? I'm pointing on this April 1st. Here's a chart that looked like it was going lower, 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 and here's you had it. In 2 days, you had a key reversal, that key reversal day, and from 13 cents, it went to 28 cents. So, these things can reverse on a dime. I mean, right now, let's see what happens tomorrow, but it's definitely, I'm not gonna tell you it doesn't look weak. GazX. GazX, not bad, holding on. So this chart looks pretty good. NVG, this is, again, not a lot of information on this chart. It's kind of a fresh chart. There's not a lot of data, but this looks like, I think we could see some action. They put out some good news today. They get the MLM, the multi-level marketing thing, or as they call it, direct selling. That's the classy way of selling of saying network marketing, MLM. Yeah. Let's see. So that, fundamentally, I think we're going to see some interesting activity from them coming up. So Canada meltdown. Okay, lockdown, huge federal budget released. Okay, is that bad news? I don't know. Is that bad news in Canada? GazX. I just showed you the GazX chart. CBDT, I think I mentioned the other day, we are not covering CBDT anymore. We're kind of, look, we filled our 6-month commitment, and I think we need to kind of, move on. I was the main reason, to be candid, I mentioned before, I'm only going to say it one time. That's it. 'Cause again, nothing to do. I think I like the company. I like Steve, but the last month we didn't hear from the CEO in a month, and it's not good. I mean, I reached out a bunch of times, and I think we lost kind of some momentum. Where that stock, I believe, we could have reversed it when it was coming down to the $1.50 range. We got to get, what our platform is about is transparency. We need to have, people on all the time. And I know Steve was on some other interview, so I don't know what to tell you. So I have no idea. But the bottom line is, look, we've done our job. The stock went from a nickel. There we are. Okay, what happened here? I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, okay. So let me just wrap up. So basically, what was I saying? Yeah, our job is to create, build an audience for a company, create an organic following for them, and then they're on their own. I mean, we're not here. We're not. It's like it's time for the birds to leave the nest. I mean, when a stock goes up, 50x, I don't know if it's going to go up another 50x from that point. We kind of went through something kind of similar with Nextech back in October, even Cytodon at some point. We're not, at Wall Street Reporter, our job is not to be like a traditional, IR service where we just do, like information. We do basic interviews. That's like, there's other sites who do that. I mean, my focus is I only want to focus on companies, get in on the ground floor, bring you ground floor opportunities. And when the stocks finally get to that point where they're up at 10, 20x or more, and they already have that following, the audience, then that's it. I mean, we're not here to spend the next 10 years with them as they go through earnings releases and all that. I mean, there's other ways to do that stuff. I mean, we just have a limited type of platform. We have a lot of companies already on right now, and I don't want to have 100 companies. I want to have a dozen. Let's see. Okay, that is the deal there. GazX we talked about. BTC, Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Bitcoin chart. Trip is Trip going to below $1? I hope not. No, let's go to Trip in a second. And we're gonna have Todd on this week. I believe we're gonna have him on this week. Possibly a surprise guest too. So GazX. Okay, we looked at GazX. TBP. I showed you TBP is looking good. Liquid Avatar. What's going on with Liquid? Ooh, I didn't even look at this chart in 2 days, a couple days. It's looking. I mean, oh my god. This is here. It broke this kind of support right here. This 31 cents. And yeah, a lot of stocks in the last couple of days, they're really like taking a dive. So you got this is kind of your support right here of 20 cents. It looks like it bounced from this level. If it breaks that, it's gonna go, it can go to 15 cents. I mean, but yeah, this is not a pretty chart. I don't think you need me to tell you that. So yeah, well, actually, you know what? If we look at this, no, okay. So if we look at this, now this doesn't give you a lot of data here. This might be the support level. We'll see tomorrow, but yeah, it was nasty. By the way, one of the reasons why we keep these chart chats in the members area of our site of a YouTube, just in case anybody doesn't know, the chart chat is kind of it's more of an opinion thing we do. It's not the official company news, and it's available, again, free on the YouTube, but after it airs, then it's available only for people who are members, paid members of the channel. $10 a month, $9.99. That's the thing we have. And that also allowed, so you're able to watch all the videos, the chart videos. And okay, here's what's going on. I think I've been pressing this button here. Okay, I keep pressing the wrong button here. This is one of those days. Not only the chart's not working, my computer is not working. Okay, let's try this again. As I was saying, so basically, the reason why we have these charts in the members area, because this is opinion. We don't want the company. Yeah. I don't think any company wants some. They're essentially their promoter is saying, "Hey, the chart looks like it's going down," but that is, But I also do say when things look like they're going up, I say when they're going up. But we want to keep these things, kind of a little bit off the radar. This is not for public consumption. Joanne, I absolutely agree. If the market doesn't turn around, I'm gonna have to start paying you $9.99. SHG. Let's look at SHG real quick. Weird. SHG is a very weird looking chart. I'm not sure if there was an error on the chart. I don't know if that's an error or that's an actual trade. I don't know. Is this an actual trade or is a data error? But if it's an actual trade, I mean, it's really very impressive. I didn't look at this all day long, so I don't even know. Man, you know what? This looks like a real trade. Wow. Okay, it's pretty crazy. I don't even know what to make of this. I mean, it looks like a reversal. Very strong upside reversal. But we will see. Again, I think this is SHG. I've been saying all along, I have high expectations for this. It's been a rough 2 months, though. It's been really like, yeah, it broke this kind of, looked like it was going to break out, and it broke down. So, but this is, this is kind of your support area, this $1.20 range. Let's see what happens here. So liquid, I showed you liquid avatar, GBLC, the Bitcoin. Oh, here's another one. This ugly day here might hit support, might hit another support level in this like 12-cent range. But I mean, I gotta tell you, I think a lot of these stocks are kind of getting close to that key support levels very soon. Yeah. So by the way, one of the things that you realize in this type of market is you want to kind of diversify a little bit. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. I'll explain why in just a second. Oh, I'll tell you right now before we go. We got the what the hell is it? The bets. Yeah, bets. So bets, the soap opera continues. So bets apparently is merging. They've put out a news release today. They're going to do a merger with a huge Indian gaming company. Check out the press release. It will require, because it's considered a, the CSC rules or whatever, it's considered a, I don't know, major transaction. It's going to require shareholder approval, a shareholder vote for this thing to go through. And what that means is that might take another 6 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. So from what I understand, is that this thing may be halted for another 6 weeks until they get the shareholder vote on this merger. But when this thing goes through, from what I've been told, it's going to be obviously it's a transformative deal, and essentially it's going to be a NASDAQ type of story. Does that make sense? I think it does, because there is no massive play on the Indian betting market that's public. I think there would be a lot of market interest in something like that. So this could be, it's going to be pretty good. But I don't think I've never had a situation like that. I've never had this type of situation. First with the CEO drama, the CEO drama, and then the CEO drama is really what I'm talking about. The mergers is fine, but the CEO drama, it's really crazy. But fundamentally, they should, things should be looking good. So we'll have to wait and see. But it sucks not being able to trade the stock, which is why we talk about the infamous parlay strategy, where you can take that a 10-bagger next 10x 3 times in a row. You take $1,000, it becomes 10 million. So the problem with that strategy is if you relied on doing that in just one stock at a time, where you have that swing for the fences, you could end up in a situation like this. I mean, like who's the guy that we had that made a bunch of money doing something very similar? That was Calvin, right? Calvin. Imagine if Calvin right now had put all his money into bets. I don't know what he would be doing, because this thing is not trading, right? Crazy. So that's part of the risk of these stocks. Yeah. Nine or down. I don't know, manipulation. Well, there's definitely, I'll tell you what, this is a great time to be shorting stocks, because I mean, a lot of stocks like weekend, it's like almost at this point like shooting fish in a barrel for short sellers. I mean, a lot of these stocks look really weak. Like somebody could really put a lot of pressure on them, and then these things just collapse. and you pick them up, you cover your position much cheaper. That's these type of things happen. Yeah, the bet situation. I got to tell you, look. I mean, it's personally, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be dealing with a situation like this, with all the drama with the CEO and all that stuff going on, and the merger with the whole. It's crazy. What can I tell you? It is not something I ever would have expected from that company. I mean, like, I never expected from any company. This is one of these outlier things. I've never come across a situation like that in ever. How long am I? Like 20 something years. I've never come across such ever. I've heard of vaguely things, never had anything like this. So that's one of the reasons why you want to spread your eggs in multiple baskets. And the other thing is, again, getting back to the thing we talked about on that, the fast lane strategy, parlaying, and we talked about, turning, 10 grand into $1 million, whatever, these stocks. Again, we're looking for 10x to 100x. I mean, that's really the goal here, to bring you stocks which have a 10x to 100 bagger upside potential. We've had 10 baggers, 20 baggers, 17x, 50x, 5,000% in the case of CBDT. But in order to get those types of returns, you're taking on a risk, apparently, right? I mean, the market doesn't give away, in the world, there's no, you don't get something for nothing. There's always a trade-off. And in the case of, these high-risk stocks, you get crazy situations like the bets situation every once in a while. I mean, that's a real outlier. And then you get the market things. I mean, right now, I would say 95% of what we're seeing right now with the stocks being down is a result of the overall market condition. I think only maybe one or two of our whole group is based on the fundamentals where the story was weak. Like CRVC, that stock was in a downtrend for a couple of months because they didn't have any exploration going on, right? So no news, stock goes down. That's what happens with these mining deals. Everything else we have is like things are cranking. So the fact that they're gone down, and as Joanne said, 9 out of 10 of her deals have gone down across the board, is there is some major headwinds in the market right now. So let's see what. But here's the good news: at some point, as the famous line from Apocalypse Now, the two lines was, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning," and the other line was from the same guy, "Someday this war will end." So yeah, someday this thing is going to, the market is going to stop going down, and that starts turning around. And when it does, it usually does it like on a dime. But we're going to have to deal with this a little bit longer. So, but I agree with what you're saying. Mike, my takeaway from the TBP was great. Here's the takeaway. If you want to get into the fundamentals, is this. Again, watch the interview with Sean. He's an investor with, I think he owns, let's just say millions of shares. Okay, more than one. I think more than north of 5. So the takeaway is this. They have a massive market opportunity between as an alternative for morphine with this thing. They got what do you call it? They got sepsis market. So they have a couple of huge markets that they could be going into in about 12 to 18 months. They expect to be in the market next year, 2022. Again, it's all natural. It's I always can't pronounce it, cannabinoid. So it's natural because it's inhaled. It doesn't get the toxicity sometimes you get from high dosage if it goes through the liver. So basically, the bottom line is their drug, it's natural, no side effects. So it's or the minimal side, less toxic, faster acting. The pain product is what is it? It starts kicking in I don't know, supposedly seconds or even a few minutes, versus something that might take an hour. So with the current method, so I would say they got the good fundamentals there, and the other thing is if you look at the comparison with the GW Pharma, right? What is that? That thing was bought for $6 billion, right? $7 billion, and apparently TBP can give you the same thing, and their market cap is 60 million. So that means that's 100x upside. I'm kind of making it sound. I mean, I'm kind of putting it in very crude terms. I'm not as articulate as Sean. Sean explains the story very well. But to me, the takeaway is that you have a potential for 100x upside here. The downside is very, very limited because you got a company right now. They got two products in phase 2, FDA phase 2, right? And the market cap is only what, 40 million US, 60 million Canadian. I mean, it should be 10 times that just based on the market. So yeah, no, I'm that's you're never gonna hear that. Yeah, the dollar. I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I think gold is going to be a huge mover. I'm bullish on gold. If the stars align for TBP next few months, yeah, I think with all these things, sometimes they just need a little bit of things. Again, it's almost like the stars kind of have to line up. And yeah, I mean the chart for this thing looks really good. That's what I could tell you. Through RHT fans TBP, yeah. So yeah, 3 companies. Again, solid market potential, great management. At this point, I mean, geez, RHT, fans, TBP, you're getting in cheap here. So yeah, these are definitely, I believe, 10-bagger plus from here for sure. I like FCO. Yeah, the chart looks good. It's not as exciting as it could be right now because the last few days have been a little bit lacking of conviction. But yeah, the chart looks pretty solid. I think we found a base here. So let's go through some more. Yeah, silver is going to be. Yeah, I just saw an interview with a guy who's actually, he's not a gold bug. He's like an economist. He had something. What's the guy's name? I'll have to find. He's a. I haven't come across this guy. I mean, but he's apparently the guy made a lot of sense. And he was saying his target on gold is 10,000 by the end of this decade. So in the 2020s, of course, he also expects interest rates to start kicking up. Inflation is going to start kicking up. And if anybody knows what we're talking about, he's a guy who was on. Where did I see him? He's not that well known, but he's a very sharp guy. He is basically saying that the market is, we're going to see a bit of the interview was from a couple of weeks ago. So he was saying the market's going to see a bit of a melt up, and then it could be down 60%. Talk about stocks, NASDAQ, etc. That makes sense. And then there's going to be a sharp V turn. So he thinks the economy is going to kind of melt down towards the second half, and then we're going to have a very sharp recession with then a nice snapback and inflation, all that good stuff. To me, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think if you remember in the live streams back in December, I was saying, hey, I think the market is going to crash after the inauguration. after the inauguration in January, and then we'll see lower prices, and then it could be good buying opportunities. And sure enough, things, the market, kept going up, and I said, hey, it looks like it's gonna go a little bit longer. And I think this is the problem we all run into. Is what's going to happen. I mean, the market's going to crash, but you think, just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And so here we are. So basically, I will take credit for being right, but it's not a pleasant situation to be in right now. Bullish FCO, yeah, okay, so FCO, apparently we have a consensus here that FCO, the fundamentals are solid. Okay, I don't know that much about mining. I'm not like a mining expert, so if you guys are saying that the fundamentals are solid, I know we have some sharp people here, so I will go with what you're saying. I mean, I kind of go with the management. I think Peter is, he's a Class A guy, so I think this has a good shot. Trip. What's going on with Trip? What's going on with all these stocks? Ooh. Yeah, ESE, Trip. Wow. Okay, so let's look at the charts. GBLC. Okay, so show you that one. Okay, so Trip. Wow. Wow. So we had this kind of support level right here. This kind of support, this 30-cent range, 28. It broke that support today. This is very ugly here. Kind of your next support, it would be in the 20-cent range. I don't want to believe it, but it looks like, but then not. Towards the end of the day, it looks like there was some buying coming in. But you know what? This could be a double bottom right here, but between the December 23rd and now, this could be like your kind of double bottom, because this looks like, as you can see here. Can I draw a trend line? I don't know if I can draw it. Okay, so we're just below that, but it came back. So 25 cents is like a key area. Key area in the stock. Needs to get above that, keep closing above that, because that's a key support level. And now looks like it might become a resistance level. But yeah, this thing is, after that, your next support is 20 cents. But let's hope that this thing turns around tomorrow. And if it does, then we could see a nice run. But yeah, it kind of really broke down here. I think maybe it's from that volcano. That St. Vincent volcano really freaked the market out. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like to me. Yeah, after that, the thing just started going. Okay, we got to get Todd back on. That is the key. We got to get him back on. So get an update from him. The market needs confidence right now. That is what the market needs. Let's look at RHT, another one. Wow. Do you see these charts are starting to look the they're breaking support levels. So this broke support here, 58 cents, but it closed the gap from February. Next support is 50 cents. So, here we go. Yeah, you could see this thing test 50 cents. VST. Overall, I have to say the VST is it's kind of holding up as best as you can expect it. Yeah, I'm really amazed. The stock is, it's holding up pretty well in this market. I mean, it looks neutral. It's not going down. It doesn't look like it has any big push for the upside, but yeah, it's holding on. Let's see, we got Delic. Delic might be, I said last week it was building a support level here. We had this day when we had the CEO on, I mean, this thing looked like it was really going to explode. Like that was the bottom 50, close above 50 cents, onwards and upwards. It couldn't break through that 50-cent range, and now it's back in this 35-cent range. It looks like it's going to hang out here a little bit. Your next level, 30 cents is kind of your next support level. And again, I'm really hoping it doesn't get there. I don't like the word hope. When I use the word hope, it's not a good indication. Hope is not for investors. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Listen, here, well, it's not just New Wall Street. It is a lot of, look, there's a lot of yeah, that could be this could be what's happening. There is a lot of new investors who got into the market since last year, since last, the pandemic, last March. There's a lot of new people who came in and they never saw a down market. There's a lot of new people who've never experienced. I mean, they think that a stock is always supposed to go up. I mean, they're not a joke. I mean, there really are people, a lot of people who think that, hey, a stock is like it's like what they used to say about real estate. Real estate always goes up. Yeah, I mean, except when it goes down in a certain market. Like, if you bought real estate in 2005 and I don't know, Las Vegas or in Orlando, whatever in Florida. I mean, yeah, it was fucking just going through the roof. Then 2006, 7 comes, and all of a sudden, it starts going down. And by 2011, it's like it's like a nuclear disaster. So yeah, but I mean, of course, real estate over time, but stocks, are cyclical, right? So I think this could be the new people could be exacerbating the market volatility because there's a lot of people who've probably panicked that they've been selling. So and again, not everybody is willing to go through to sit out a 70% correction or whatever it is in some of these things. I mean, unless they really know what the fundamentals of the company are, what the potential is and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. I didn't know. I didn't look at that SHG chart until just an hour ago, whatever it was. So it looks bullish. I mean, it looks like it might have been short cover. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I gotta find out. Yeah, it's not about hope. Yeah, hope is not a strategy. It's not an investment strategy. Okay. Yeah, Vin is going to be on Thursday, I think. Visby looking weak. And that's been one of the stocks that was really, it was like peak. It was really holding strong. And now, last few days, actually today is an ugly day here. I mean, this looks like it might test 60 for sure. 58, 50. I mean, but I think it's going to hang out in this in this kind of panic. I think a lot of people like this story, but yeah, this is not looking strong. Relay. Here's what you see. If you look in this is kind of what happens when kind of a chart breaks down, when it breaks that key support level. From 54, this is like, wow, a nasty spill. Where is the support on a relay? It could come in as low as 30 cents. It could come in at 30 cents. Let me see. $35, 35 cents, 37 cents is kind of where your next support level is. Yeah, it could do that. So yeah, it's relay. Hap B. Also, look at this. Actually, happy is it? Wow, 50. It's like at the lows of the year today. Put it this way: if you like the story, then it's even better now. They got the new signals coming out. They're going to the market. The only thing is they're having a hard time getting the chips because there's a chip shortage. So that's that's the one fundamental thing I am aware of. That's kind of a constraint on growth. But this market action doesn't help, right? What can I tell you, man? This is okay. Let's look at Peak. I showed you logic. I really shouldn't even be doing this live stream right now because it's just everything is just looks like crap. ESC, it broke the support here. You had the support at 232. Okay, broke that. Remember we said the next level of support was kind of in this $2 or 220 range, and today it broke that. It looks like it was trying to make a comeback. Well, at least close that gap. All those people say that old gaps get filled. Well, it closed this gap from last February 12th. So where can this go? I think we're going to find support at $1.50 right now. I think this is kind of your $1.50 support range, maybe even a little bit lower. And all these charts, it's going to take them a while to rebuild. I mean, there's a lot of just busted charts. I mean, I think I mentioned this back in February, when these things first broke down. I was, hey, these things is going to take a while to repair. Although I didn't think they would go quite as low. I really did not think we would be seeing these levels. I thought we'd be seeing a 30% sell-off. And we're really at like 60% in many cases. Which goes to tell you, the market will always, exaggerate a move. Let's see. Man, I think I covered pretty much everything. I mean, all the main charts. Fans. Fans. What's it here? 80 cents was support level, just right below it. Where is your neck? Right here is, it's right here is your real, this is like this range right here, 74 cents, 75 cents, possibly, I don't want to say 60 cents. I don't want to go there, but 70 cents, kind of this range here. This is kind of where we're going to see, I think, a bottom here. It's going to start building support. We had, it could have happened right at $1. $1 was really that's where it normally should have happened. But look, should have, could have, would have. The market does not do what you want it to do, what you expect it to do. Let's see. Conrad is going to be back. Yeah, listen. Yeah, Conrad's actually. Yeah, he's going to be. We got to talk about the deal they just closed. They finally closed the $14 million acquisition, $14 million revenues. I think he's working on some other deals. I mean, that guy is really focused. The good news is this. The good news is for a lot of these companies, whether it's ESE, whether it's Pratt and SHG, the good news is that these guys have cash, and the companies that they're buying, they're on sale too. The value, everything is relative, right? I mean, the valuations are down across the board. So, upside, yeah, okay. I think the only two stocks that look. The only two charts right now that look halfway decent that I think we have a shot at right now for an upside, meaning next day or two short-term big moves, is TBP. Yeah, I'm just going to go to those right now. I want to emphasize the positive. Okay, so TBP, great action in the stock today. If this was not a weak market, we would have seen 20 cents, 25 cents. looks like a really nice setup. I mean, the stock has had a hard time breaking out of this range. But look, you can see what happens when this thing runs. I mean, it's right here on the page in front of you. Look at this. I mean, the stock went overnight from 17 cents to 35 cents. So basically tripled in 3 days. Okay. It did that again also back in here. November 19 went from 19 cents to 54 cents, or actually 60 cents if you give it another couple of weeks. So, I mean, this is a chart. I mean, this is a stock that can make massive moves. It would not surprise me at all if TBP popped to like 35 cents in a week, within a week. It looks like it could do that. I mean, it's really primed to go. And I believe once it breaks out of that 25-cent range, once it closes this gap, 27 cents, it's going to be off to the races, even in this market. Because look, it's a biotech, health tech, biopharma, not biotech, biopharma company. Novamind. Wow. Interesting move in Novamind today. This looks like a key reversal day. Again, Novamind is in the psychedelic space. They're doing the clinics. We got to get the CEO back. I know we haven't had him in a long time now. But yeah, look, they're doing these CBD clinics. They're gonna do clinical trials, all that good stuff. The stock today looks like a key reversal day. I mean, this from here it could be $52 if it gets a little bit of traction. So what did I show? Okay, so the two stocks that are looking good right now is TBP and of course Peak Fintech. I mean, that is amazing how that stock of all the stocks is the one that's holding up the best. What do you know? The chat just smokes it. I could be smoking. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting. I don't think nobody's sending me cigar gifts at this point. I have to pay my own way right now. I gotta pay. Well, I do have a. I got some after the chart. Actually, the truth is, it's very difficult to smoke a cigar and talk at the same time for me anyway, because you have to, I don't know, it's just hard to do that. So, yeah, the NFTs, yeah, I don't know, NFTs. Listen, NFT, I think is kind of the flavor of the month. I mean, I'm happy to go along with it. I mean, the market likes to hear about NFTs. I don't think it's going to be. I think this NFT stuff is. I think it's an interesting thing. I think it's kind of. I think like what we're seeing, like with this NFT, these collectibles. I think it's like a major bullshit. Like, what is this? Who's that guy? This Weebly or whatever, the artist that sold this thing for $60 million or $60 million in Bitcoin or some other crazy thing. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It really makes absolutely no sense. I mean, this is like, why would somebody pay for that? I mean, I understand art. I mean, I collect art. I dealt in, dealing in art, buying, selling paintings at a very high level. 6-7 figures. I mean, I understand contemporary art. Let me tell you, that Weebly guy, whatever his name is, Bibly, whatever. I mean, it's just garbage. It's like just very commercial, like sci-fi type art. I mean, the guy's obviously talented, but there's no way that thing is worth $50 million or whatever it was. I mean, it's just a couple thousand of these stupid paintings that the guy did over a couple. Who cares? I mean, it has no value. It's just commercial crap. And there's a couple of other guys. This is like a major, but I got to tell you this: anybody who is making money right now with NFTs, hats off. I mean, this is the greatest thing in the world. I mean, this guy, it's amazing. But here's the thing: the market likes to hear about NFTs. There's going to be something happening with NFTs. there is going to be something to it. I don't think it's going to be the form it is now, the collectibles, but there's going to be something there. And in the meanwhile, there's real money. There's real money being made in this. I mean, there's like, cash. So yeah. So I think the NFT is a place to be. That's why the liquid had to move. There's definitely stuff. Okay, all right. So we have at least somebody making somebody happy here today. NFT is digitized. Yeah, I think that's probably. I guess what the whole thing is digital. This digital, whatever. Yeah, it's. I think there's going to be something to it. There's definitely going to be something to this NFT thing. It's not. I'm not a. It's like blockchain, NFTs, all that stuff. It has a purpose. So let's see. What else do we cover? Every chart. I believe we have covered everything. Pretty much everything looks pretty terrible right now, with the exceptions of TBP and Peak. Those, and you could say Novamind, SHG today. We might be seeing the green shoots. Although I talked about the green shoots last week, and those green shoots got crushed. It was the hailstorm came in, they froze. The green shoots froze. So that's what's going on. All right. Who we're gonna have this week? We're gonna have not Liquid Avatar. We're going to have. Who we're gonna have? Actually, I don't know. I gotta look at just check out the schedule. But yeah, we're gonna have definitely Trip on this week. We're gonna have a couple of other companies to get some updates. We gotta get the news. But look, at some point, these things are going to bottom out. And again, just to give you an idea, take a look at the chart for Imagine AR. I'll just pull it up just for fun, okay? Because that stock went last year, just because this will give you an idea. No, how does it come? It's not going to let me. Here we go. Okay, so let me show you something. Let me show you something here. Okay. December, where are we? 21. Okay. Okay, so wait, no, we gotta go back, way back. Okay. Imagine AR, okay. Here's a stock that went last year, February. Wow, almost the same time. It peaked right around here. At let's call it 9 cents. It went from 9 cents to 2 cents. Went from 9 cents to 2 cents. So it's, let's call it down 70%, and it stayed there. Well, it kind of bottomed there for a month. We kind of started. We kind of started doing a little bit of promotion. We started getting things going, and it ran to 40 cents, 40 something cents. This is when we were first involved in this thing. Wow, I haven't even looked at this in so long. Wow, it hit 60 cents here. Amazing. Incredible. But yeah, this was, it went from 2 cents to 40 something cents in a few months. So a stock that was down 70%. Let's look at Inpar, same thing last year. So in, let's see, 2020, okay, so from February, last February, okay, right, the coronavirus, from $3, it dropped to 88 cents or 86 cents, I think it was. Again, how much is that? That's 70% or something. And from that level, from that, 80, was it 88 cents, 80, 86 cents. It went to $10. So that's, this is the type of thing that happens. I mean, these stocks can drop 70% and before they turn around. That's the takeaway. So on that note, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you in the next live stream. Probably not tomorrow. I think Thursday was going to be the next one. Until then, stay liquid.